I'm Brandon Wolf, Media Relations Manager for Equality Florida. And you're watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay TV show. You know, 2020 is going to challenge every single one of us to lift up our neighbors, to rally our communities, and to chart a path toward a brighter future for our country. So on that note, on behalf of all of us at Equality Florida, I hope the new year brings you joy, I hope it brings you happiness, but most of all, I hope it brings you hope.
Happy holidays to the It's Happening Out family. My name's Sarah McBride. I'm the National Press Secretary of the Human Rights Campaign, the nation's largest LGBTQ civil rights organization. 2020 is fast approaching, and as we go through the holidays and celebrate our New Year's, let us all be resolved to make sure that this is the year that we organize and mobilize, volunteer and vote in order to defeat the politics of hate and elect pro-equality candidates up and down the ballot so that we can continue to do what we do best as a community, moving equality forward and making history together. Happy holidays and have a wonderful new year.
This week on It's Happening Out. Happy New Year from all of us here at It's Happening Out. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. With your host, lifestyle expert NapoleonPlays. Trans activist Aaron Phoenix. Reality TV star Chef Josie. DJ Diva Power Infiniti. DC Log Cabin Republican Joe Brookman. And our moderator AlFerguson. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Well, good evening, America, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy new decade.
A decade has ended. A new one has begun. You're not getting older. You're getting better.
I am only always, okay?
Right.
It is going to be an incredible decade.
Your thing.
You're getting older, not getting better?
I'm getting older, I'm getting wiser, I'm getting everything. This is the year of change. It's the year of Napoleon. It is the year of conquering.
Yes.
We're ready to go.
And to Power and to Joe, we wish on behalf of all of us, Happy New Year to you, our special New Year's Day show for It's Happening Out. As you know, we're broadcasting from Wilton, Manors, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We've made the joke for like 70 some shows that we're broadcasting from the gayest place on planet Earth, and all you have to do is look at the sparkles and the pearls around me to know that that is true.
Is my shirt not open enough
Gay,
for the show?
gay.
Straight.
Yeah, exactly. So we hope you enjoy this. This is a very special show. We have so many guests that represent our community that we think represents your community. And I think you're really going to enjoy this. We have a lot of entertainers. We have interesting things to talk about. We're going to kind of close up this last decade and talk about LGBTQ plus of the last 10 years. And as we tell you, we are broadcasting from the gayest place on planet Earth, which brings me to Josie.
Yeah. Well, you know, in the gayest place on planet Earth, we regularly come to you live from Bubbles and Pearls. That's my little restaurant here in Wilton, Manors, and definitely the gayest place on planet
That's right.
Earth.
When you come down to South Florida, you got to eat. Come down to Wilton Drive and come to Bubbles and Pearls.
Right. And host of It's Happening Out stay at the Best Western in Fort Lauderdale off of I-95. And believe me, it is a fabulous stay. If you stay there, you might, happen to run into me.
Oh.
Paparazzi know.
No way. the best Western wants people to stay there, Power. They want them to stay there.
Well,
I just sold a couple rooms.
if you like us and our cattiness, make
Right.
sure that you also like the show. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we've got a way to help you share us as a watch party. Watch this.
When viewing our live show in your app, please click share. After clicking share, your screen should change and you can then click watch party. On the next screen, you can write text to your viewing audience and then click start watch party. You've done it. Enjoy your party.
And if you subscribe to us on Facebook, you can also find us on youtube.com/It's Happening Out. Go there, like us, subscribe, and stay in touch with everything It's Happening Out.
Absolutely correct. This is our first show of 2020. Woo! And we have to thank you, America. We are averaging over 600,000 of you watching every single week. We have become the world's most popular live gay talk show. Live TV show.
Gay live.
Yes.
Live gay,
Gay
TV show.
TV show.
The world's most popular live gay TV show.
I'm telling you, this is live because this is not going to be edited. All of these mistakes that Napoleon has just made are going to stay in the show.
I'll take the fall for you.
You
here.
started.
Sorry, right.
Yes, just, we don't need Al to break anything.
That's exactly right. All right. So we have a couple of other things in the works, by the way. January 1 here. Happening.fun, our new entertainment show. Been doing it with Josie and Napoleon, and it's a lot of fun. We remind you to tune in Mondays at 8 o'clock. Same time, same bat channel. It's completely different from this because we talk about the fun things to do, especially if you're visiting South Florida.
All across. South
We don't
Florida.
talk about fun things here?
We talk about we do talk about fun things here too, just in a different kind of fun.
I swallow that.
Yes, exactly right. And an example of happening.fun, we want to show you what we do on that show. Watch this.
Tonight, only on happening.fun. We are attractions. We are casino events. We are nightlife. We are festivals. We are concerts. We are Florida events. We are movies. We are sports. We are live performance. With your host, NapoleonPlays. With your moderator, AlFerguson. Celebrities and interviews. Let's plan ahead. Out and about. Around Florida. The Fun Five. It's all happening tonight on South Florida's most popular live source for things to fun. Only on happening.fun.
Hello, everybody. My name is Justin Flippin, mayor of the city of Wilton Manors, and you're watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay TV show. And as we enter the new year, like hindsight, it's 2020. Only good things are in store for you, and we want you to celebrate it with you and your loved ones. Thank you all.
Hello, everybody, here from It's Happening Out. Thank you so much for joining us. We have with us today Justin Flippin, the mayor of Wilton Manors. Thank you for being here on New Year's Day.
Yes.
Talking to everybody already. You got to get every word you possibly can in, huh?
Happy New Year. Exactly. To America, this is the mayor of gay town, basically. LGBTQ plus.
Now that's
town.
a movie I want to see.
Yes, exactly. Justin is an LGBTQ plus representative as mayor of Wilton Manors here in central Broward County. You most famously know Fort Lauderdale. Your entire city commission had historic status this year as being an entire LGBT city commission. What is it like to have this kind of representation in a community like this?
Well, it's amazing. I mean, to make history is important, to be an inclusive body from city government to what we do within our city. But as I like to say, it's pretty fan-flippin-tastic.
Yeah, I love that phrase, and I love that phrase. Justin and I met, Napoleon, I don't know if you know this, Justin and I met when I did a story for It's Happening Out. Wilton Manors introduced a rainbow police car. And it was funny to me because when I went to do it, I went to City Hall, Justin's office, and I met the police chief of Wilton Manors, and he was retired from Fort Lauderdale Police Department, I think, or a sheriff, or I believe the police department. He was very straight, and it was amazing to me as he was talking about his pride of this Pride police car, painted in rainbow colors. He came from an age and a time period where you would not necessarily think he would embrace the LGBTQ plus community, but completely was an advocate and ally. And I thought, wow, I'm in a really great place.
We'll give all the credit to you right there, Justin, and for making it a community where everyone and every part can be a part of the community.
I'm just proud to be a part of it all. But Wilton Manors surprises a lot of people with how we're inclusive and embrace others. And you know, our police chief and our city staff, you know, it's an amazing ethos that they have and the way they operate.
Well, it takes good leadership to be able to do that. And we're coming into, right now, the start of an entirely new decade. It is a new year. And we have you on, the mayor of Wilton Manors. What is it that you want to see happen in this new year and this new decade?
Oh, lots of things. Change in leadership from Washington, D.C., most assuredly. I definitely feel like America could do a lot better and should do a lot better. And I think that locally, you know, we need to be able to preserve and protect our inclusive policies. You know, we have a state government that often will come down on cities and say, oh, wait, you can't ban conversion therapy. You can't ban plastic single-use bags from grocery stores. You know, and we are always in this struggle between the values of what's on the local level versus what we see in Tallahassee. And I, for one, believe in local home rule, is what we call it. And making sure that we still have the right to do that kind of stuff is hugely important. But Wilton Manors has a lot planned for this.
I love that you mentioned that, because frequently, as we're speaking to a national and international audience, they forget that we have an LGBT leadership that leads in many, many ways beyond LGBT social justice or rights. We're interested
it's just a given
in all
here.
kinds of things. Yeah.
Not everyone gets that. In fact, most people don't get that as a sense of comfort and stability that we have here because of leaders like you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we wish you Happy New Year's, and we thank you for being on It's Happening Out. You've been a great ally of the show, and we have been a great ally of your city. It's
and we greatly
really
appreciate that.
Yeah, it really is an exciting time. Good luck in 2020. Election November 3rd, 2020. You talked about the guy and the seat at the top. How about you? Are you up for election? Or are you?
My seat will be up for re-election, and at that point I will be.
Yeah, and hopefully your outcome will not be the same as the big seat at the top.
I'll have no Senate trial. I guarantee you that.
Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Happy New Year, everybody.
Hi, it's Nick Harris here. Happy New Year. And you are watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay TV show. And if it's New Year's, that means it's time for you to get to work. We must change and take action for our administration for a difference in our community. So the time is now to get out, get involved, and get activated. I hope you will. I know I will. We are pushing for equality. Happy New Year, and let's get to work.
Happy New Year, everybody, from everyone here at It's Happening Out.
It's really exciting. Tonight's show, we have Nick Harris with us, very renowned LGBTQ plus consumer advocate. Happy New Year, Nick.
Happy New Year.
Nick Harris. Nick, tell us a little bit about what you do. You have a very special job here in Florida.
I get paid to do this gay thing and to go out and educate our community.
Wait, you get paid to do this gay thing?
I want that job.
I want that job. Come on.
It's too late. I already have it.
Oh, do you? All right.
I
Did your mind go in the gutter too, or
Oh, no.
My mind starts in the gutter. So when you say something like
Okay.
that, I think of actually where we're at with human rights, with LGBTQ plus rights, and the
Right.
fact that your position is
Yeah.
opened and hopefully so many more. to come.
Explain your job and who you work for.
I work for Commissioner Nikki Freed, one of the 4 members of cabinet, and the incredible thing is my job really is to educate our LGBTQ community on opportunities and ways the department can be
And the
helpful to
Commissioner
them.
of Agriculture in the state of Florida is really comparable to the governor.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
She's
and
wonderful.
you're the LGBT advocate. First time ever
Absolutely.
that a cabinet level position in Florida has had an LGBT advocate.
That is
My goodness,
absolutely,
isn't
and the
that
first
amazing?
time we have protection
Yeah.
in her department for 4,000 employees.
Yeah, that is amazing.
What did that feel like to be the first? What did that feel like when you first got this job?
I still pinch myself. It was honestly my parents. My mom called and she's like, "Does this mean we're going to get you to come home at all now?" She actually loves that it's in Tallahassee, but my family was super excited to see it in the paper and the write-up. So
Very nice. And Nick Harris is also very well known here in South Florida, America, because of the work of this little organization called the HRC and Human Rights, of course, for the gay community.
Human
Tell
rights.
us a little bit about what you do there.
human rights.
Well, and by the way, we're only 11 days away from a very big
We
calendar
are.
date.
We have a huge gala. It's only our second year. Last year we sold out. It's not too late to get your tickets, but you should get them immediately. But our job is to simply fight for equality for all LGBTQ people. In South Florida, we cover Palm Beach to the Keys, so it's a really big community, and we know how to party, but we party for a purpose.
And the HRC Gala is going to be on what date?
Saturday, January 11th at the Ritz.
Maybe we'll come.
It sounds like I need to bring a
Absolutely.
date. So.
It sounds like
You
fun.
should bring a
ready to
plus
go.
one,
Yeah.
and there's an after party.
A +1 and a +1, all right? Because it's definitely not a +1. Definitely. But we're going to come.
Is that the scoop? Did I just get a scoop here?
No,
Oh
right.
no! Don't perpetuate.
No,
this.
no. We get this all the time.
Okay.
It's not true. But super good friend. It's January 1. Tell us, we've closed a decade. A new decade opens. A new year begins today. Tell us about what you think about 2020 and what some of your hopes and dreams are.
My biggest hope and dream is that we finally reach equality. We've got 2 important acts coming up, the Equality Act that's in Congress, and if we don't have a president that will sign that bill, then it's time to put one there that will. And locally, we have the Competitive Florida Competes Workforce Act that would give us equality here in the state of Florida. So my wish list is that at the end of the day, we're treated like everyone else.
I think that's
and
awesome.
have equal rights. That's my wish.
You don't have any particular hopes or dreams for November 3rd, 2020?
Oh, absolutely.
What is that?
Anybody but Trump.
All right.
Me personally. anybody
That's
but
you, right.
I can agree to that.
So you have any particular big pinnacle things that you want to accomplish in 2020? Everybody makes a wish list, a commitment to a thing that
Jumping
they
to
do.
the personal now.
Yes. Move to that. Nick, do you have any? This is the thing I'm going to do this year.
The thing I'm going to do this year, I can't say. I mean, I want continued health. Every day my job is to be out there fighting, and that fight's not done until we're all equal. So for me, I need to think about that.
Yeah.
Get some thoughts
the
myself.
clock-
for
It's
all
my
the time.
passion.
The clock
My girlfriend
is
hates that
ticking.
too. She's
The
like,
clock
We're in a little
is
negative
ticking.
time for this year.
Yeah. Well, America, we wanted to make sure that we put Nick Harris in front of you.
Thank you.
Every state in the country is changing just like this. Florida is kind of ahead of the curve. We're happy about that.
Finally.
But there are people like Nick Harris out there that are working for very important people to propel equality rights. It's a perfect way, you're a perfect way for us to start off the first day of the new year, to say anything in the gay community is possible in this new dawning decade. Thank you very much, Nick,
Thank
for
you
being
very
with
much.
us.
Thank you.
And again, Happy New Year's, America.
Happy New Year.
And one more thing to tell you. This is big news. January 1st, first day of the year, we're getting ready to make a historic new broadcast. NBC broadcast, and they tell us the news. PBS tells us the news. The home cooking channel probably tells us their news. ESPN tells us their news. Well, we always kept talking about why can't the LGBT community
The LGBTQ community.
Yeah. Why can't this is live? We're not editing that out either.
Al, how much did you have last night?
It was a big evening.
What are you?
Thank you. These are my friends. That's why. That's why this year is going to be better for me than the last year. Why can't the LGBTQ plus community have our own news? Well, now we can.
Yeah.
Our news show is coming. It is going to broadcast next Monday night at 7 o'clock on January 6th. It is called Q News Tonight. It is a live evening news show. And we're going to show you some more details as the week goes on and what is going on. But it's going to focus on LGBTQ issues that are in the headlines. It's going to issue challenges to ourselves about what big political things are going on. I'm sure we'll never talk about
Is it going to be
President.
fair and balanced?
Yes, it's going to be very fair. No, probably not.
It's going to be very fair to the LGBTQ
Yes,
community.
it's
We
gonna be
finally
fair.
have a space to come and learn about what's
Exactly.
going on every day.
We're there.
You-
we're queer.
you
we're
are-
here.
yeah,
we're not
right.
leaving and going anywhere.
Right. You're
Well,
right.
until you end up,
In the
impeached and
LGBT
removed in 5
community,
days.
you're a loved minority. Let's put it that way. All right.
Protected
We have a
He finally
protected
knows what it
minority.
feels like to be that.
Yes, exactly. So Q News Tonight, next Monday, January 6th at 7 p.m. live. First evening news broadcast in the world in the LGBT community. They created a really cute catchphrase. It's called Out of the Closet and Into the Headlines. I love that. I thought that was really cute.
That doesn't suck.
That doesn't suck.
Well, hopefully, I mean, it does suck a little
I'm
bit,
sure it
right?
will.
Isn't that what defines a gay person to you, Power?
Speaking of that,
boy.
they have a secondary catchphrase that's called "We're here, we're queer, tune into it."
Yeah, do tune into it.
Does that sound?
Yeah.
Let's go with the first one.
Yeah, I had to go in power on
All
that
right.
one.
All right. Daily. This is Daily Live at 7 o'clock starting next Monday, January 6th. All right. Let's get this special January 1 show on the road.
Or as
And-
we say in ballroom, let's get this show on the road.
yeah.
Or like
Isn't that
everywhere
what I
else
just
that
said? Didn't I just say that?
No.
isn't that said everywhere?
I guess I didn't say that.
I
America.
chanted it.
I want to learn how to do that movement. I really like that.
I think America wants to see you learn how to do that too.
Yeah.
So we'll have your lessons with it.
Don't
All
think
right.
so.
We always start our show with the meme of the week. We've had some great memes. Now, this is the first day of 2020. About 99.9% of all of our memes in 2019 had something to do with Donald Trump. I think we
Oh, is this
probably.
gonna be the
We're not going to go
poll?
there again, are we?
I think we're there one more time.
Oh,
Watch our
man.
meme. Look at this meme of the week.
It is a new year indeed.
All right, there we are. We started the new year. It's probably going to go on for the next 11 months until November 3rd, 2020. I'm guessing that's what
I
it-
know when we all sit here and we all celebrate
Yes.
the re-election of Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
So
that's-
sure.
that's
4
what
more
we're gonna be
years,
doing.
baby.
Yeah.
4 more years.
Oh my God!
All right,
What
well,
a terrible welcoming into the new year.
Now you
I'll
know.
either be reading or dancing.
Yes. First off, America, and I've been asked this so many times. Have you noticed that when we do the show, Power's at one end and Joe's at the other? That's
I
intentional.
feel the tension every time.
That's intentional.
We're the wall.
Yes. We're the southern border wall. Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
okay.
Oh, God, no,
Now I need to work out a little
No,
more 'cause
no.
we need to build the wall, and y'all just don't.
Josie, we're going to see ourselves on Fox News now as like the gay people that are going to defend the wall
Fox
for Donald
and Friends
Trump.
are going to be
Jesus.
using sound bites from us saying, support the wall. We support the wall. No, that's not true. We
Please don't
support
call
the
them.
wall. Right.
I heard
at
it.
the top of the
Jared,
show.
replay that.
At the top of the show, we always try to do something fun before we get into it. And that, of course, is Best Thing of the Week. And this week is our first show of 2020. And
true.
so this is the Best Thing of the Week, our New Year's edition. Watch this. That's our best thing of the week.
That was fabulous.
Wait, I'm sorry, what did you say?
That was fabulous.
Did you say that was fabulous?
Awesome.
That was
51
fabulous.
more of those coming this year.
Howard's recovering from last night, too.
Yes, apparently. We're going to tell that joke next week live. All right, so that's our best thing of the week. All right, before we move into some of the entertainment and interviews that we have on this special New Year's show, we want to do a special segment that is called It's a New Year and End of the Decade. So we wanted to take a look back. Now, remember on our Christmas show, we looked at the top 10 things that happened in 2019. Today, being the first day of 2020, we want to look back, but we want to look back at the entire decade. We finished the decade, so we thought it would be fun to talk about the top 10 things in 2000s of the 10s.
The most impactful, not the most important, or not the most positive, but the most impactful, right?
Right, we'll agree
Memorable.
to that. Memorable. Top 10 moments. How about that? The top 10 moments of the 10s, the last
like
10
the 2020
years.
election.
All right?
16.
Yeah.
That's in the future,
All right.
Joe.
Trump. Sorry.
No, that's
See,
the future.
he doesn't even know what we're talking about. Trump. Just that feel like it's just no route that he just spews out the conversation.
Any comment?
No.
All right. So
No
everybody get it?
obstruction, no
collusion.
We're gonna
Clinton did it.
We're gonna look back. The last decade. We're closing the door of the last decade. This is the last time we're gonna look at the 10s. So here are the top 10 moments of the 10s. Before we get into the numbers, let's talk about an honorable mention. First off, honorable mention of the last decade, the creation of the world's most popular live gay TV
And I
show.
think that's
Yeah.
Took place.
Congrats, everybody.
in the 10s.
And thank you guys for joining us for that, too. It couldn't have happened without you.
Exactly. We averaged in the last quarter more than 550,000 viewers a week. It has helped launch the entertainment show, Happening.Fun, and next Monday, January 6th, it will help launch the first live evening news show, LGBT in the world. So congratulations to It's Happening
Then
Out.
congratulations to all of us. We were part of it.
That's right. You were an original.
Yes,
You were
I'm an
original.
OG
You're
from
an-
Jump Street.
And you're an original.
That's right. I'm just from Baltimore. I'm not
And
from
you
Street.
and you left for a while, and then you came back.
I did better and stronger than ever before.
And then you came early.
Mama always said I was an original, one of a kind. The Lord broke the mold.
Okay.
I'll agree with your mom on that one.
And broke the mold, you mean?
Yeah.
And then you came about when in 2019?
That was kind of during the time Napoleon was taking a break.
Oh, that's right.
And
It was
then you guys
spring.
introduced a token lesbian, and then I came.
Basically the same thing, right? No one
Yeah.
even noticed the swap out.
Hey, you're a
And let us
token
not-
lesbian?
It's true. The Darren Stevens, we didn't notice that the new person came in entirely.
That's a
Let us
joke.
not forget. Let us not forget and shout out to our friend, my my brother from another mother, Aaron Phoenix.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right.
yes.
Aaron's celebrating the holiday.
Yes.
With
We missed you, bro.
With child, absolutely. So, honorable mention of our top 10 moments of the 10s. So, let's move to our actual top 10. Number 10 is first, the decriminalization of homosexuality worldwide. It's a note of how much progress is going on worldwide in the gay community of decriminalization. Joe, tell us about that.
I think it's amazing. I think we'll talk about social media, but social media made us more aware of all of the hate crimes, deaths, pushing people over off buildings and cliffs and burning and beheadings.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yes, yes. But Trump implemented a program to work to decriminalize homosexuality worldwide across nations. There are 90 plus nations, and I don't know if anybody saw it, but on December the 18th was the first meeting in the UN where the UN congregation and they met to talk about decriminalization of homosexuality across the UN. So Rick Grinnell, who is the gay ambassador to Germany, was given to launch that, and he and a number of others were at the UN on December the 18th to go before the UN community and talk about how to decriminalize homosexuality.
I love the inclusion of this being a top 10 moment of the decade because it moves beyond this kind of myopic viewpoint that everything in the gay universe takes place in America. It doesn't completely take place in America.
It does not.
That's the point. Any observations, or shall we move on to number 9?
Number 9.
All right, let's move on to the number 9 top moment of the 10s, and that is called divisive politics. In this last decade, we had 2 presidents. We had President Obama, and we had President Trump.
Yay!
And both were divisive for very different reasons. And so as a result, we just take a note of the last decade is marked by the divisiveness of our politics, to the point of where we are in the first week in January.
Right. One very pro-LGBTQ and one very
pro-LGBTQ.
artist LGBTQ.
Right.
Oh, right. That's because we just acknowledged that he started the
Back to the racist,
decriminalization
guys.
of homosexuality. Okay,
While
that's
still
fine.
persecuting us here. But let's go on.
Yeah. So we make note of the divisiveness that has taken place on the last decade. Any thoughts that maybe that this decade that we've just started is going to be better? Is the next 10 years going to be better? Let's do a quick flash poll. Just yes or no. The next decade is going to be better in terms of the divisiveness in American politics. Yes or no? Let's start with you, Joe.
Oh, I thought you meant he was going to flash us.
No.
Oh. Yes.
You think it's going to be better?
Absolutely.
Yes or no?
No.
No?
You said divisive, by the way.
Divisive.
Not. It's going to be more divisive.
Meaning that the
it will be less
this next
divisive.
decade
More divisive is
going to
fine.
be more
No.
divisive.
Oh. No.
Hesitation is a no.
Yeah.
I think no. I don't think it could get any worse.
Okay. All right. Very good. That's our number 9 divisive politics of the decade, including President Obama and President Trump. Number 8 of top moments of the 10s is trans rights visibility.
That's right. They've really taken heed in this last decade. And whether you like her or dislike her or have no opinion, Caitlyn Jenner brought to a lot of the conversation the rights, the fact that trans people are humans. And as we have seen, even without Aaron here, I can't do as good of a job as you, but there is a lot that has been going on in the public eye, in the public word with trans rights in terms of what values they have, in terms of just deaths that we've experienced on a more, and not talked about enough, but a more colloquial level. There are a lot of topics that are being discussed in terms of trans rights to make sure that we treat all people in the LGBTQ spectrum as people, and it has come to the conversation more, whether that be in the military or in sports. It has gone on.
Any other thoughts? Anything anyone else wants to contribute? I would say from my standpoint, the last decade certainly was significant for me in trans rights because I don't think, especially over the last couple of years, I had ever the degree of awareness of what is going on in terms of fluid gender and identification and the right use of words, etc. I have fundamentally changed in the last 24 to 36 months.
The only thing that's really changed from my perspective is those trans individuals that I've known, whether it be many years ago in Bell Laboratories or in and around DC, is most of them really weren't out to become in your face. They very much wanted to blend in and become part of the community. So in many ways, the trans activism, I think, has become a big part of what's going on today. And I don't know how that's going to I don't know how some of that's going to turn because at least so many that I know would prefer to blend in and be part of what LGBT, right?
As opposed to standing out.
As opposed to standing out.
I got it.
What the queer population wants is to blend in.
Okay, let's move on in terms of the number 7 top moment of the 10s, and we call it the acceptance of drag. Drag queens, and of course led by RuPaul.
That's right.
Very significant.
RuPaul has taken over entertainment in the last decade, and drag has become a commonplace knowledge base for a lot of America, a lot of the world, and not just people that are LGBTQ. It was not just RuPaul, though he has made 19 TV shows now that cater to the drag race and the drag culture. And I mean, I owe it to him as well because I surprisingly afraid of drag queens because of a past experience that happened to me. And RuPaul reminded me that it's a culture, it's a community, and it is a group of people that are doing art. And I can't believe I didn't realize that before him. It's crazy to even give him that.
I'm curious, Power, you celebrating the idea that that drag queens and RuPaul are celebrated as one of the 10 big moments of the last decade?
I am okay, RuPaul has opened doors, she's paved ways, but I really want us to focus on drag queens because RuPaul has opened that door, but drag queens have bust through it. And so because RuPaul has helped lead the way, it is the drag queens that have really have always been the forefront of our LGBT community, have always been the most visible, and what RuPaul did was just shine a spotlight on what already was.
I see. When we look at the number 6 top moment of the teens, we have to, of course, recognize Stonewall. The Stonewall celebration was the 50th anniversary in the last week in June, World Pride in New York. It really brought the entire world to a stop. There has never, ever in history been so much focus on the LGBT community as the Stonewall 50th celebration. Any thoughts about what that meant?
You know, it's perfect that that's where it sits on our list right now because we talk about trans awareness and visibility, and we go right into how drag queens and the drag culture has also enriched our community and the conversation around our LGBTQ. Now we talk about 50 years of celebrating that authenticity, that in your face, we're gay, we're here to stay. And I think that it's perfect that we're going into that because it wraps up everything that we're talking about right now.
Actually, it's funny, a really great observation on your part, but it leads us to number 5 in our top moments of the teens, because Stonewall was a celebration of the riots, but number 5 is LGBTQ plus acceptance in America. And Josie, let's keep with you in terms of what you think about
you know, we riot in the streets. We had to take that stance as a community. Our drag queen sisters were out there on the forefront right on the front lines fighting our causes and being our voice. And now you see that after all 50 years of the struggle, of the celebration, of the wins, everything that we've been through as a community, for everyone who's in the closet still, for all the roads we still need to go, we are now finally in the public eye.
I'm getting chills. I'm loving this list of looking back. A lot happened and got accomplished.
In the media and everywhere, you see LGBTQ representation.
I want to move on just because of our short time. I want to look at the number 4 top moment of the teens. And of course, I know this is a big issue for Joe. That is the advancement of PrEP and HIV treatment advances. Tell us a little bit about that.
I think we've come so far over the last 10 years in terms of HIV, both the drugs and PrEP, which PrEP is basically like a prophylactic. It's like getting your flu shot or your pneumonia shot. Yeah, you got to take it every day. But from the spread of HIV, it is preventive care, not post contraction care, right? Which is where so many of the dangers come from. And I think that is amazing. And the fact that in 10 years we come from looking at drugs to preventive medication to almost across the world saying we are going to eradicate the spread of HIV/AIDS by 2030. I mean, this has been a decade where you've gone from just getting basic drugs to people to
a
cocktail to we can prevent it and we're going for the eradication of HIV. I think that's just
love the point.
Wow.
Let's zero in on a flash poll to close this moment of the last decade. Specifically to Joe's point, this decade that we are looking at of the last 10 years made significant progress, PrEP, HIV advances, that this decade that we start today of the 20s is going to be the eradication of AIDS. And I'm going to finish with Joe. Yes or no?
Yes.
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 No.
No?
Yes, I do believe.
Yes. Okay. Let's keep
AIDS,
hope.
yes.
Hope. And our number 3 moment of the teens, it turns a little darker. And that is the most significant violence event that we, at least in our lifetimes, that I can remember directly on our community, and that is Pulse. Pulse happens on June 12th, 2016. How could I possibly forget that date? In Orlando, 49 people killed. Any thoughts about Pulse and now 3.5 years later?
Well, I mean, Pulse was a significant event. It's one of those events where, especially if you're in the LGBT community, you know where you were at that time or the next day when you found out the news. It really brought violence and terrorism home to our community. And I know that yourself, as well as me, and I don't know whoever else on this panel, lost people at Pulse the night of the shooting. I was a resident DJ there, and but for the grace of God, I wasn't working that night. But yes, it was something that was very traumatic to our community. I certainly remember the days after, how every club installed and instilled armed security guards, and in Ybor, where I
Tampa.
in Tampa, where I'm from, it's still something that's implemented now in our club scene that was not there before Pulse. So there's certainly a before and an after when it came.
In talking about Pulse, let's try to also make recognition of the positive. First, we make it the number 3 event of the last decade. I can't pass through selfishly without mentioning the name and saying the name Eddie Sotomayor. Pulse and Eddie Sotomayor. And second, I congratulate all of you, and It's Happening Out, our show this year celebrating the milestone of Pulse. I thought was incredibly beautiful. I think all of you did a beautiful job of talking about why Pulse was important to all of us. So I congratulate you.
I think that for a lot of people to wake up.
Number 2 moment of the teens, of the 10s, is social media. And social media has changed everything. And of course, I turn to
That's
the
right.
millennials.
That's right. And not just social media, where over 50% of browsing is done from your phone, and Twitter is the official word of Satan or
I thought it was Grindr
or Trump. Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to talk about. Whether it be Grindr or Scruff or Growler or Jacked or Adam for Adam or Just Guys, or I have a really long list of things that I've been a part of. Find me on all of those.
Silver Daddy.
I've heard of it.
You're using It's Happening Out to promote your social media hookup opportunities?
I don't need to promote it. I find enough with it. But that's the thing. It has changed the landscape of the LGBTQ culture. Part of what we say at the end of every week's episode is we're experimenting and discovering if LGBTQ culture still exists. And part of the reason that we ask that question is because of these apps. We have so many ways of connecting with other people in the community, whether that be for a hookup or just because you want to make a friend. Some people say that exists on Grindr. We experience a lot of our relationships through a digital platform today. And that has fundamentally and probably forever changed the way that the LGBTQ culture interacts with each other.
Yeah. Does anybody disagree with that observation?
No.
No, I don't. I think one of the things that you may have just missed that I think is important is that because I grew up in very rural America, social media for the LGBT community, this was amazing because it meant bringing people that are in rural America in places where lifelines, where you see nobody else and you're fearful, right? That you actually have lifelines. You can communicate and you can find people, and that's what it was for me when I was first trying to figure it out. I could get on and I could talk to somebody and go, "Oh my God!"
And you're okay.
And I'm okay.
Yeah.
And you're married and you have kids. Oh my God! And you're halfway around the world.
There's one more
it's
thing
amazing.
I'd like to add to this.
Last thought
is about how it is all of that and a bag of chips, and then it causes a disconnect. And so when I'm in the lesbian community, I hear about all those apps, and I wonder where all the lesbians are, but maybe they're playing on the app. So
Cuddler.
I mean, yeah.
I've got an app for everything. I can dig them out. I should be a representative for all of them.
To the observation, virtually without exception, every study shows We're lonelier today because of the social media apps than we were without them. So even with the positives in terms of the connection, we are actually lonelier because of it. Interesting. The number 2 moment of the tens. It leads us to the number 1 moment of the last decade. And for the LGBT community, this might surprise you because it brought rainbow colors on the Eiffel Tower and on the White House. And that is gay marriage and the Supreme Court decision.
Yeah.
The number 1 event of the last decade. Power, tell us a little about that.
Well, I believe that happened in 2015. And it was and is a big deal for us. A landmark case that was decided by the Supreme Court that made gay marriage legal in the United States, which for me is a big deal because here in Florida, our gay marriage was legalized before it went national. However, it really didn't mean that much to me because I knew that if I crossed state lines and went into, for example, Georgia, my marriage wouldn't mean a damn. So I actually decided not to get married until it was legal all over the United States. And when it was, I became...
Well,
I was married.
It is the...
Became an honest woman.
You're an honest woman, are you?
Yeah.
We're going to explore that on
Let's
next
unpack
week.
that one.
It's happening out. So that is our number 1 moment of the tens of our last decade. I'm curious, lots of big events here. I love this. As I said, I got chills at one moment of reviewing what happened in the last 10 years. You like to look back and reminisce. A quick flash poll. Let's play one more flash poll before we close this decade once and for all. We had a lot of big achievements and dramatic disappointments like Pulse. Do you think the next decade, as we sit here on January 1, the next 10 years are going to be better than the last 10 years? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes?
Hell yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes?
That's a ridiculous question.
Yes or no?
I hope so, yes.
Yeah, okay.
What about you?
I think yes. And the answer, I agree also with Power. It's a ridiculous question because nobody's crystal ball is very good. But if we don't live in hope, even in our greatest tragedies, what we're watching right now in politics, what we went through Pulse, if we don't live in hope, what's the point?
We've already lost.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So I'm glad everyone thinks the answer is yes. Those are the top 10 moments of the tens. That was the LGBTQ plus community's last decade.
Happy New Year, possums!
I'm coming from Dame Edna's Broadway Cabaret here at George's Alibi Monkey Bar. You're watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay and lesbian television show.
Hello, everybody, here from It's Happening Out in Wilton Manors. We have for you the world-famous Dame Edna.
Hello, possums! Happy New Year!
That's right, we're here at Georgie's Alibi, right on the famous Wilton Drive here in central Fort Lauderdale, the gayest place on planet Earth. And Dame Edna is a staple in this community. She's performed all over the world, originally from Australia.
Originally from Australia,
Yeah,
from Mooney Ponds.
Well, first off, were you part of the exodus out of Britain that was sent to Australia?
No, actually, I left Australia. I left Australia, which is incidentally a prison colony, and went to the lovely, lovely land of the UK and became very famous there.
Yes, very.
And then I wound up coming to the United States, where I have enjoyed mediocrity like you wouldn't believe.
Wait, are you talking to me?
No. Here, I'm mediocrity. I mean, when you really think about it, I mean, where am I? I'm here at George's Alibi of Wilton Manors, and it's a lovely place. It's adorable, it's spooky, and it's very intimate. As a matter of fact, my gynecologist says it's the tightest space he's ever been in.
Oh, well, Spooky definitely has that description down.
Yes, exactly. Now, when you came to America, did you make any famous friends? Because
Of course.
seen many videos with
I
you.
am friends with everybody. I mean, most of them are dead now, but I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, I'm friends with that little, well, let's see. I'm friends with a lot of people, but I don't want to mention names.
We don't want to talk names. Now, why did you decide to move to the land of fun and sun here in South Florida?
My son lives here. My son, Kenny, who designs all of my gorgeous frocks. He moved here years ago to live with his roommate, a rather heavily built bear of a man named Clifford Smale, and they live in a beautiful condominium in Wilton, Manors.
Are you having some trouble still adjusting to the fact that your son is gay?
My son, gay?
Gay.
No, he's a homeopath. At least that's what I think he told me it was.
What does he tell you that they do in their spare time when they're hanging out?
My son's roommate is a state trooper. At least he has a lot of those uniforms.
Lots of oral healing, I'm sure, goes on.
All right.
Yes, things in the air.
And this is New Year's, and
Yes.
we wish everyone in America and all over the world that are watching us tonight.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Tell us a little bit about what your hopes and dreams are for 2020.
My hopes and dreams for the new year are to make as much money as possible so I can have another job here.
And that's very unselfish of you.
It's very American of you. You fit right in.
I'm thinking of myself this holiday season.
Is that an Australian philosophy, or
I wouldn't
something
say
that happened once
No,
you got here?
I think ever since I became a very wealthy woman, I decided that too much was never enough.
Oh, so you're friends with Donald Trump? Oh, well, maybe not.
Nothing can make that a yes.
So, besides money and wealth, any other wishes for 2020?
I hope that everyone out there finds their dreams and follows their spirits wherever they may lead them, unless it's into a leather bar.
Do you have experience with a leather bar?
I've been through there every now and then, and I've left just as quickly.
I see. Well, Dame Edna, if you come to South Florida, you must see Dame Edna.
You must!
She's an institution here. You're 80... How old are you? 80...
Please, we don't discuss a woman's age.
A nice young age of 16, ready for the party.
Yes, I am 16, going on 17.
That's right, the singing too. We can come and expect that every time.
Absolutely. Dame Edna is a singing comedian and royalty in Australia and in the United Kingdom.
And everywhere else I go.
Everywhere else. So, America, Happy New Year to you. And
Happy New Year, possums!
the first day of 2020.
Hello, America. My name is Yoli Mayor. Happy New Year. You're watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay TV show. My message to you for the coming year is to find the one thing that makes every day worth getting out of bed. And that could be work-wise, that could be love-wise, it could be baby-wise. Who cares? Find the thing that makes you get out of bed this year.
Hey everyone, this is Yoli Mayor, and we are here at the Holiday Spectacular in the park.
It is an incredible event here in Wilton Manors, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the gayest place on planet Earth. You know Yoli from America's Got Talent, and is a hometown girl living here in one of the bedroom communities of the gayest place on planet Earth. Tell us a little bit about your experience at America's Got Talent. How was that for you?
It was an amazing experience. I mean, I was among people that inspired me to become an artist, and to have Simon stand even once was a dream come true for any singer.
Yeah.
You know, Al dreams of being Simon Cowell every week.
Wait, I am Simon Cowell. I'm judging you right this second.
I feel it. I feel it.
And any specific plans for the holidays, Christmas, New Year's? Anything in particular you're going to be
Spending it with family, and we're going to be finishing the EP.
Oh,
Release very
congratulations. Is it titled yet?
It is not titled.
It is not. You're still in development.
There's a very special person behind camera right now for you, right?
My special lady.
Yeah? Good. Well, just proof. South Florida has got talent, and America's Got Talent. The gay community has got talent.
Yes.
We are thrilled you're with us tonight at It's Happening Out.
Happy New Year! My name is Miss Tiffany Fantasia, coming to you all the way from South Beach. You are watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay TV show. And I want to wish you a Happy New Year's. I want you to be successful. I want you to focus on whatever you need to focus on today and move forward with it and get it accomplished. Because, honey, don't wait for tomorrow. Do it today. Get it done. That's what I want you to do for New Year's. Love you. Mwah.
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year from It's Happening Out. Thank you so much for joining us.
And hello, my name is Power Infiniti. I had to get that in. And here we are lucky to have my sister, the one, the only, Miss Tiffany Fantasia. How are you, darling?
I'm wonderful, wonderful. Happy New Year,
Yes,
baby.
Happy New Year to you. Now, how was your Christmas?
It was beautiful, you know. Got to hang out with my friends and do my thing.
Ham hocks and chitlings?
Oh, girl, no.
That's a food reference, yeah?
I do not do chitlings. No, I'm not the, no.
Well, now is a new year, a new time to start either healthier diets or deciding that you don't give a hell and you want to eat whatever you want to eat.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So what do you have in store for the new year?
Honey, I'm getting my back of the house in order, and I'm not talking my kitchen in the back of my head. Baby, I'm getting these finances together. I'm getting this business together, honey. I'm planning on doing some great things in 2020.
You're getting all organized and everything's going to come together. Oprah's doing a tour, about a wellness tour for this next year. It sounds like you're right in line with that, getting everything fixed up to have a successful year.
Yes, honey. You got to start now. Don't, oh, shoot. Got to edit this.
So what are some of your hopes and dreams moving into 2020?
I hope that people become less sensitive to every little thing.
Why would you say that?
Because it's annoying, honey. I need you to have some skin, honey.
That's right.
So, ugh.
That's right.
Ooh, they said that. Ooh, they said that. Ooh, girl, get over it. Move on. Do some things.
Yes. I hear you're going on tour with Nene Leakes. Capitalizing on your paid 6 fame.
Honey, well, you never know. We might do some things, honey.
Wait, explain that story a little bit. Nene Leakes from Real Housewives Atlanta, right?
Yes.
Right. What was that scoop?
She came into the palace, come to see moi, do her thing, and some
world famous.
Girl, you get a passport and they think you're world famous now. But she came in, some guys were like, "Hey, Tiffany, how are you?" And she's like, "Okay."
Some white boys.
I'm finna scream. I'm not gonna go into that.
I did.
Well, that's you. I got contracts.
That's okay. I've been mistaken for Tom Cruise before, or other white people too. So it happens all the time. I promise.
I see that.
It's just because I'm crazy and I jump on things a lot.
Well, I mean, you don't meet the height requirement, but okay.
Only next to you do I look short. I see the blank stare with it. It's okay. You're capitalizing on that fame. We understand.
Hey.
You got your passport now. Was that after?
Well, baby, I've had my passport for a long time, baby. I'm an international queen, baby.
Ready to go. So you really are prepared for the new year.
Oh, always.
Okay. Well, it's still easy to travel.
And in 2020, tell our audience where they can find you on the regular.
At the Palace Bar on 1052 Ocean Drive. I'm there.
Miami.
Yes, Miami Beach, Florida.
Yes.
Because Miami's completely separate, the other side of the bridge. In Miami Beach, come check it out, 7 to 11:30. We have 3 brunches, Friday, Saturday, Sunday brunch. Check us out.
Well,
and where can somebody actually hear you sing? Because you do sing live.
Once in a blue moon, at the Palace, or on my Facebook Live when I'm feeling it.
Wait, or here right now during this little opportunity to sing for all of the world.
Because it's actually a blue moon tonight, so.
You got anything on New Year's Eve in store? What do you want to see happen? What song reflects that?
The only one song I know. Hopefully I sing it right.
Where that?
Should all acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should all acquaintance be forgot and chisels a line? I think that was, girl.
Those are probably the right words, but I don't know what the
Something
words
like
are.
that. I've been drinking.
Well, that was cute. If she was lip syncing, she would have got it right. But
hello.
No one knows the words to that song. I promise. It works very well.
They're all gone by the time they sing it anyway.
That's right.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Remember to have a happy new year. We are wishing you the best going into 2020. See you soon from It's Happening Out.
Stay greasy.
Well, America, we thought we would begin to close up our special January 1st New Year's show by allowing the host to tell us what their hopes and their dreams. It's typical we make resolutions that, by the way, 91% statistics show they break their resolution within the first 14 days. Let's hope we don't do that. But whatever it is that you hope for, of this new decade and this new year. Tell us a little bit about what you think about in forecasting ahead for you personally. Who wants to start?
I'll start.
All right.
You know, my birthday has always been with the new year. I just turned 30 with a new decade. And for me, the 20s were a really not great time. And a lot of that was self-imposed. And so my hope, my dream, and what I'm really pushing for is in this next decade, and it's super selfish, but in part because of you, I've learned selfishness is to serve other people, is to really be my best self, my most powerful self, and the way that I can be aware and honest and then use all of my traits and strengths to really lead and be the person that I know I was meant to be, because I wasted a lot of time and there's no more time. There's no more opportunity. Now is the only time.
We wish you luck on that journey. Others, your hopes, dreams for this coming year and the next decade.
Well, I'll share a little bit of you know, my hope and my dream is that the world starts to listen to each other, and we're moving into a new decade. And like you, Napoleon, I too share that birthday at the end and into a new year. So it's just like I'm born into the new year every year. And this is my most favorite time because people are motivated and excited. My hope and my dream is that everyone stays motivated and excited and understands that it's not just about hoping, it's about creating. And you have the choice to create your life. And so if we all just step into that, this year, 2020, man, just imagine what we can all do together. So I'll be here. Part of my resolution is helping people see that. So just call me.
A lovely thought. Joe?
It's funny, as when we close the show, I've been saying, love one another, listen to one another, and learn from one another. And I think those are the three things that I'm going to take into the new year, but with a slightly different twist. In 1980, I spent a year doing journals, writing down every day how God has shown me, just in one or two things, how God has shown me how he loves me, okay, and how I'm listening to him and what I'm learning. And while I think my prayer is that we love one another, listen, and learn from one another, it's also, 40 years later to go, I want to, again, journal and recognize every day how God is showing me that he loves me, that I am listening to him, and that I am going to continue to learn.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Power?
Well, this is awkward because me and Joe actually share a little something when it comes to...
You wrote about Joe every day in 1982?
We didn't share that much. We haven't shared that much. But, well, for me...
We're going to find out that Joe Brookman was your first husband, aren't we? I know that's getting ready to come.
That's all for the scandalous episode. Tune in 3 months.
I love you, Joe, but that's not...
Not happening.
Yeah, it's not happening. But, I have decided to try to walk a different path, and the way that I'm walking that path is by rediscovering my faith and my walk with God. And I know that I'm under construction. I know that I'm not the nicest or sweetest of people, but I do feel that I'm not where I want to be, but I'm a lot different than where I was. So I'm going to continue that journey and continue to reshape myself in the image of my maker. That is one thing. The other thing is that I am so looking forward to voting in the presidential election for the first time ever.
Oh!
And
because of citizenship.
Yes, because I'm a new citizen, fairly new. And so I am very, very much looking to casting my vote against Trump.
Yes, exactly.
And you know what? I don't care how you vote as long as you vote.
Yeah.
My mother taught government for 30 years, and she's like, I don't care. Just know what you believe and vote what you believe.
Yeah. For me, the commitment of 2020 and really through the whole decade, but mine is much shorter. My goal is, and my hopes and dreams focus on this year. November 3rd, 2020, I'm hoping, turns out the way that I think it is going to turn out. We shall see. It's a lot of work on both sides. It's a lot of work. We shall see. However, the most common question that I get now and have been for months, why am I doing this? I don't need to do this. And the reason I'm doing this, and I'm so passionate about this project, is this example. Are talking about the last decade, what you're pursuing. I am so passionate on that the gay community cannot be taken for granted. Our gay culture cannot be taken for granted. All of the successes that we have seen over the last decade means we're being assimilated left and right. The once upon a time nature of HIV or violence or gay bars or gay media or is not necessarily needed today. So as a result, I think platforms like It's Happening Out are vitally important because I want to hear your voice. This comes as a shock to many people, but I want to hear his voice, even as angry as I get with his voice at times. That's our future, and my participation of my hope and dream for 2020 is that we are able to continue to propel that. Because if we do, we will continue to find that gay culture exists and our gay community is vitally important. And those are our hopes and dreams for 2020, and thank you for participating in that.
Happy New Year's. I'm J.W. Arnold, Executive Director of Pride of the Americas and Pride Fort Lauderdale. And I'd like to wish you and your families and friends a very, very happy 2020. You're watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular gay live TV show.
Hello, everybody, from It's Happening Out. Today, we have J.W. Arnold, the Executive Director of Pride of the Americas. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year. We are celebrating here at It's Happening Out the first day of 2020. Gosh, it doesn't even sound natural
We're
to
already
say
in a
it.
whole new decade. Oh, my goodness.
For J.W. here in South Florida, this is going to be a big year for you. One of the most interesting Pride Festival events in the entire world will be held here in South Florida the last weekend in April, called Pride of the Americas. JW, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that's right. It's going to be an amazing week of activities. Not only are we going to have a parade and a beach festival like you might expect at any other Pride, but we also
on the beach, by the way. Unlike any other Pride, it is actually on Fort Lauderdale Beach.
It is on the beach, and you're going to get some sand in your toes and maybe some other places if you play it right.
That means you're having a good time on the beach. Absolutely.
Wait, is that a promise? Did you just give a promise there?
I make no promise.
Right.
It's a good New Year's resolution right there.
Tell us about why the philosophy of Pride. We have a World Pride. We've talked in the past about Euro Pride in Europe. But for the Western Hemisphere, this Pride of America celebrates pride among the LGBTQ community in North America, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. What was the thinking about why you wanted to bring all of these multi-cultures together into South Florida?
Well, I think that people in each of those regions live a very different life than most of us do here in the United States. And we really wanted to call attention to the fact that there are people as close as 40 miles away from Florida who literally live their lives in fear of bodily harm. And so one of the key aspects we wanted to highlight in Pride of the Americas was the progress that's still yet to be made. We're having a business conference while we're here, and one of the key aspects of that is how corporations, the travel industry, other businesses can actually make a difference and move that needle by employing LGBT contractors in those countries and suppliers. And
it's unique in its nature that you'll have delegations of people come from all over the Western Hemisphere. That's unique because many prides don't have people travel to it. So it's a unique opportunity to bring these multicultures to perhaps one of the most multicultural communities in the entire world.
Absolutely. And Fort Lauderdale and South Florida in general are a great place to have this first event just because, one, it is the gateway to Latin America, and also because we have such a robust LGBTQ community here.
The gayest place on planet Earth.
It is the gayest place. Every day is Gay Pride in South Florida and in Fort Lauderdale.
I won't ask you how you celebrate Gay Pride every day. I won't do that. that, but
well, we already heard on the beach and get sand and
everywhere.
But even for those that aren't traveling, and there will be a lot of people traveling for this event, you were describing that there's a lot for the community to get involved, to get active, and learn new things along this whole week. That's different than any Pride I've been to.
Absolutely, and we'll be having a performing arts festival. There'll be concerts every day, and the really exciting piece of that is we're going to have performers coming from around the world too. So it's not just local performers, sort of performing and welcoming our guests. It's going to be folks from South America, Canada, the Caribbean, also out there sharing a little bit of their culture and their talents with us.
America and really the whole world. We're very excited to introduce JW, the executive director of Pride of the Americas. And our first show of 2020, we couldn't think of a better way to implement the discussion of what this year is going to be all about for New Year's, is to introduce you to this. And we give you a little secret about this. We're very excited about this because It's Happening Out is going to partner with Pride of America. And even if you can't get here, you still can participate, because we're going to broadcast that magnificent parade on A1A and the beach live to the entire world that last weekend in April.
You will all tune in and have a fun time with us. You'll be partying just alongside.
Now, are you going to be sitting next to us and talking for the or what are you?
Well, we're
probably
going to be in the sand, right? Getting sand all
well,
over.
I hope not. I imagine I'm going to be preoccupied through the whole week. There are a lot of moving parts to this festival.
Yes,
hundreds of volunteers, 40 events.
Yeah.
And if I get a chance to slow down and just enjoy the parade, I think I'll be a lucky guy.
Yes. Well, you can watch it later on It's Happening Out.
That's
we'll
right.
continue to rebroadcast it. It also gives us the opportunity to talk about New Year's. And this is New Year's Day, and we're launching a new decade. This is the first day of the new decade. Tell us a little bit for you. What are your hopes and dreams for 2020? What do you personally hope to pursue?
Well, I think that Pride of the Americas, for me personally, is a huge challenge. I mean, I've never managed a project quite this big, and so it's presented me with a lot of opportunities for growth, and so I'm excited about that. But I think I'm most excited about April the 27th. Because once we get everything cleaned up, I'm going somewhere on vacation.
Yeah,
right when it's done. It's when your vacation starts.
Exactly.
Or back to the rest of the prides that you go to all throughout the year.
Yeah.
Well, JW, we wish you a happy New Year and all of the success and luck in the world. Pride of the Americas, the last weekend in April. You should start your plans right now to come to South Florida. Stay in Broward County and Fort Lauderdale. It's going to be an amazing experience. That historic parade right down A1A on the beach is going to be incredible.
I just wish I could share a lot of the secrets that are this close to getting finalized, but I'll just tell you it's going to be worth the trip.
Yeah.
And you can book your rooms at prideoftheamericas.org.
Yeah, so tune in for more of the secrets as they unfold, is what I'm hearing.
That's absolutely right.
It's good stuff.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Hello, America. It's Jonathan Hawkins. Happy New Year. You're watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay TV show. As we come upon the new year, I hope 2020 is far better than you could ever imagine.
Hello, America. I'm Heather Lenstead, and you are watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay TV show. I hope you are having a fantastic end of 2019, and you have a lot of things coming up in 2020. For myself, I am looking forward to traveling even more of the world. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Hey everyone, I am here with Jonathan and Heather from the Muse here at the Holiday Spectacular in the park.
And this event, the Holiday Spectacular, is coming from Fort Lauderdale, Wilton Manors, Florida. We affectionately say the gayest place on planet Earth. And it's really funny because we're right here on the famous Wilton Drive, and we're going to do a big holiday spectacular put on by the Muse Productions. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so the Muse Presents was sort of developed out of my desire to create fantastic opportunities, not only for myself, but all of my friends. I'm a performer first and foremost, and there's nothing more frustrating than going into a concert or an event that is poorly produced.
Did I just hear Gay Man say, I did all of this for me? Is that what I just heard you say?
I mean, in a roundabout way.
In a roundabout.
No, and it's been so special to be able to create large-scale events all around the world, really, and get to use use some of my friends in productions all over the globe.
Is there a common theme or something that you always try to put in about yourself in every bit or a lot of the productions that you go through?
I think for me, it's all about the heart. I'm very focused on, if someone wants to hear just music, they can put a CD in. But if you want to feel something, come to an event that the Muse Presents puts on.
That's a wonderful thought. And it makes me curious as you say that. Does the holidays for the gay community, after all, we're coming from Wilton Manors, Fort Lauderdale, on Wilton Drive, do the holidays mean anything different for the gay community than the broad community in whole from your standpoint?
I think so. I think something specific is, holidays are all about family. And so many of us in the LGBTQ community aren't as close to our families as most. And so for us, I think it's such a wonderful opportunity to get together with our chosen family, which is so special, and why Heather's here. Heather's absolutely my chosen family. And so it's so nice, I think, for us to be able to get together with our family in that regard.
I think that is a perfect soundbite, America, because as we're here in this production of the Holiday Spectacular in the gayest place on planet Earth, we bring you this special holiday show for Christmas and this special holiday show for New Year's. And this is a perfect way to do it with the Muse Presents. Good luck and have a great show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Raquel Loebs. I'm the Executive Director for the World AIDS Museum and Educational Center, and you're watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay TV show. And I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year with peace, prosperity, and love.
Hi, everybody. You're watching It's Happening Out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today with us, I have Raquel Lopes, the Executive Director of the World AIDS Museum.
Hi, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to both of you.
2020. A decade is ended. A new decade has begun. You and I look exactly the same, and Napoleon's getting older.
I know. I see a little ring.
Oh,
all right, cut. We're going to start this one over, clearly.
You are my best friend.
Bringing people together is a large part of your job, correct?
It is, really it is.
Even if it's in an underhanded way like that.
Wait, did he just say shade?
He did. He tried, but it didn't work.
We are excited, America. We did our World AIDS Day show for It's Happening Out at the World AIDS Museum, and it was a fantastic experience. Almost a little over 600,000 people watched that show, which was really exciting. It was surprising to me that so many people didn't realize that the World AIDS Museum was right here in South Florida.
I know. It's surprising to me as well.
Tell us a little bit about the mission of the museum. What is it that you're trying to accomplish?
So our mission is really to promote the dialogue that kind of ends stigma and also talks about HIV and AIDS and preserving the history. So we do that through our educational programs, our exhibits, and cultural programming. So we try to do things that are sensitive to different cultures and different communities that we talk to.
That's awesome. I'm very excited to say, and as we begin this new year, everyone at It's Happening Out, and Napoleon and myself, we are very big supporters of the museum, of you personally.
Thank you.
The mission is incredibly important, and this year in 2020 is going to be a big year for the World AIDS Museum. It's Happening Out is really going to go kind of all in terms of support. For this being New Year's and the first day of the year, do you have any particular hopes and dreams of what you'd like to accomplish personally, or what you'd like to see the museum accomplish?
One of the things that I think is important is that we get awareness and we keep the conversation going, because without the conversation, it starts to go underground in a way that is not going to help us. And so for us, it's really about the documenting, the remembering, and empowering people to preserve the history of HIV.
Yeah, you've definitely helped me to feel empowered. I know that there are some thoughts people have when they hear World AIDS Museum or just AIDS in general, and you've helped me to see a lot of different factors that I hadn't considered before. The fact that medication is so much more available now to a whole community. How we've come together and LGBTQ rights as a whole has a lot to thank in short part. And thank you so much for shining a light on that with you and your organization.
Thank you so much.
Well, as I said, this is the first day of the year. You have the largest live gay audience in the world. Any kind of New Year's message you want to send out to the world?
Happy New Year. May we all have love, peace, prosperity, and compassion for all.
I love the word compassion. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tim Moffitt, and I'm the president of the Wilton Manors Business Association. And you are watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay TV show. And I want to wish you all a very prosperous and happy new year in 2020. Thank you.
Hello, everybody, here from It's Happening Out. Thank you so much for joining us. We have with us today Tim Moffitt, the president of the Wilton Manors Business Association.
Hello, everyone.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're here.
2020.
A decade has ended, a new decade has started, and we're doing this special New Year's show, and we're showing you all kinds of interesting things about the LGBTQ plus community. We always joke, and we have Tim with us here on the show tonight because we talk about the gayest place on planet Earth, and we have identified already, and it's really a fact, Tim is one of the gayest people I've ever met in my life. So congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm not even sure what that means, but we'll stay with that.
We'll stay with that. Yeah,
right?
We'll let
Take it
that
with
go.
pride.
I'll take that, absolutely.
America, it's really hard for you to understand. Wilton Manors sits right in the middle of Broward County. It is a standalone city. Fort Lauderdale completely basically surrounds us. Of course, you know Fort Lauderdale.
It's the island city.
It's the island
Surrounded
city
by
and
water.
Fort Lauderdale. And Tim is the president of the Wilton Manors Business Association. Your mission is to basically propel the allied and LGBT business interests in our community.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about what the WMBA does.
Sure. One of the things that we do with the WMBA is we continue to grow and support the businesses and help them to stay in business and do business in Wilton Manors. So we've actually become an advocate for the businesses working with local city government, which happens to be the gayest city government in the country as well, as you know, next to, I think there's one other city that has that. So we actually are a voice for the businesses. We actually, in addition to helping businesses grow and attract tourists and other customers that come here, we work together to foster that environment of keeping everybody,
together. You really bring the organizations together and then the community behind it as it follows.
Thank you. That's exactly what.
America, if you're watching our show in Lincoln, Nebraska, this is a hard concept to understand, but
it doesn't exist anywhere else at all.
You might find city governments or business organizations that might even provide some lip service to the LGBT community. In this community, it is completely folded in and integrated. Tourism, for example, in Broward County is $1 billion plus. We have the largest destination management company of Convention and Visitors Bureau in the entire world.
Commission our board.
Yes, and it absolutely.
The list goes on.
So having the WMBA, this is New Year's after all. Any for you personal hopes or dreams for 2020 or for the WMBA?
I've been telling all of my friends and my family that 2020 is going to be the best year ever. And I love the fact that it's 2020 because that's like perfect vision.
Yeah.
And I think about that because this is going to be the best year for myself personally. My best is still ahead. I mean, I want to tell everybody that our best is still ahead. We are now at the highest consciousness, I think, as a country and society that we've ever been. And we have that opportunity to make our lives what we want them to be. And I'm all about creating your own reality and making it what you want it to be. 2020 is going to be that for me, for the Business Association, and for everybody that I know. Okay?
That is a fantastic message that we can all jump on. In fact, very likely I'm going to steal your message and make it my own.
Please do.
I will do that, I
Absolutely.
promise. But thank you so much for joining us and for being a leader in our community to all come together.
It's my honor and my pleasure.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
See you soon.
Hi, I'm Orlando Gonzalez, and I'm the Executive Director of Safeguarding American Values for Everyone, also known as SAVE or Save Gayed, and you're watching It's Happening Now, the world's most popular live gay TV show. And I'm here to wish you a very, very happy and prosperous New Year.
Hello, everybody from It's Happening Out. Thank you so much for joining us. We have with us today Orlando Gonzalez, the Executive Director of SAVE. Thank you so much for joining us on this New Year's Day.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Exactly.
Thank you for having me. It's exciting. This is a great way to start off the year.
Absolutely. Our first day of the year, we've ended a decade. We start a new decade. 2020, we always say we try to represent our LGBTQ plus community in various different ways, and Orlando is here to represent our political side.
Absolutely.
We're very active, of course, in the LGBTQ
We talk about
community.
politics?
We do talk about politics occasionally, and of course, it's 2020, and there's nothing going to happen this year.
It's going to be a very boring year.
It's going to be a slow year.
Sort of sit back.
We'll just
and watch
watch the paint dry.
That's right. That's exactly what.
I guess that is the one optimistic way of looking at it, is that every day is extremely exciting. You never know what's going to happen.
Exactly. In days, we move to the Senate, and then whatever happens after that. But tell us a little bit about SAVE's mission. What do you do for the LGBTQ plus community?
Absolutely. So SAVE's mission is to promote, protect, and defend LGBT equality. And one of the things that we do is really focus on.
So you do everything that the White House does.
We actually counterbalance everything that the White House does.
Well, that is a big effort that you're taking. Thank you on behalf of our entire country and planet.
And how do you go about doing that? Those goals, how do you implement them?
So our biggest focus is on the elections. So looking at pro-equality candidates who are looking to be supportive of our community, endorsing them, making sure that they get elected, and making sure that we bring out the community to go out there and vote on election day to ensure that we are getting them into office to get elected. There is no law that can be passed without having those people on our side, whether they're part of the red party or the blue party. We need them both, because if they're supportive of our community, we need them voting for the right kind of policy.
Right, and the independents.
Yeah,
and the independents.
Even though in Florida, independents don't get a say in the primaries.
That's right. We have a closed election in the primaries, so it's between the two parties.
I'm wondering, voter turnout is probably a really big issue for LGBTQ in Florida.
Yep, absolutely.
Dade County, all over America.
All over. Dade and Broward County. It's the two counties that can make a big difference in making sure that this state is a pro-equality state, that it comes out in a way that can really change actually the history of the entire country. So as a state, we're very significant.
Well,
definitely here to do that.
Yeah, it's New Year's, and we make resolutions, and we express on the first day of the year, especially the first day of a new decade, hopes and dreams and wishes. Do you have any particular, or SAVE have any?
We'll allow for the monologue right now.
Absolutely. This is the year that we could really turn the tide on attacks on our community. We can stand up and we can really make ourselves be heard. And the community of people that are our allies that support us can also come out and make sure that they vote in a way that reflects our values as American people, that really promotes the way that we think in a very progressive way, and also in a way that demonstrates that we care for people in our community. So this is the year. Get out and vote, and make sure that we can show up in a way at the polls that is remarkable, that is record-setting, and that we have no regrets on November 4th. So
I continue to repeat on It's Happening Out and to my circle of friends that literally, even at this point in my life, this is, I believe, 2020, the election of a lifetime. So we hope that LGBTQ plus America follows your recommendation.
That's
and
right.
It be the year.
That's right.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Congratulations on everything that SAVE does. And we remind you, you're watching this, there are organizations like SAVE. SAVE is in South Florida, but there are organizations like this that are doing really great things in our LGBT community. And you need to get out and help and support them, just like SAVE.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Hi, I'm Victor Diaz-Herman, CEO at Pride Lines, and you're watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay TV show. On behalf of our board of directors, our staff, and the people we serve, we wish you a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. Happy New Year.
Hello, everybody. From It's Happening Out, I have with us today Victor Diaz-Herman from Pride Lines. You are the CEO, correct?
Correct.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here on a
you.
New Year's Day. It is a whole new decade for us to be celebrating and looking forward.
And Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
We are doing this New Year's special, and we always joke that we are broadcasting from the gayest place on planet Earth. It's Happening Out is the world's most popular live gay TV show, and we thought it perfect to launch 2020 to represent our community, our broad LGBTQ plus community in many different ways, and service and the delivery of services to our community as an example of it. And we thought Pride Lines was a perfect illustration of that. Tell us a little bit about what Pride Lines does.
So Pride Lines is South Florida's oldest LGBTQ service agency. We are Miami-Dade County's LGBTQ community centers. We provide programs and services for people living with or affected by HIV, LGBTQ youth specifically, more so nowadays those experiencing or at risk of experiencing homelessness, and amazing community engagement opportunities.
Yeah, and you've been with Pride Lines for over a decade now, correct?
Yes.
And not just the CEO, but
was that an age joke?
No, it's not about. It's about the impact that you've had over that amount of time. You were saying that right after birth, you were already protesting, right?
Well, on my mother's back, yes.
Yeah. I think that was an age joke.
I think so too.
An
impact, which is okay.
Yeah, it's completely okay. So I'm curious. New Year's, we start a new decade today. It's a new decade. One has closed, a new one starts. Any personal hopes or dreams for you or for Pride Lines?
I have many hopes and dreams for 2020 and the years to come. But this year, I know it sounds cheesy, but I really just wish we could come to a place where our community is accepted and everybody was safe and affirmed in their communities, in their homes, in their schools. And so in 2020, Pride Lines will continue, and as will I, to work hard to create that for our residents in Miami-Dade County and our visitors.
That is an awesome message. We wish you Happy New Year's.
Likewise.
And great success to Pride Lines in 2020 in everything that you touch and do.
Thank you so much.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
My name is Darrell Watkins. I am the senior minister of the Sunshine Cathedral in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We at the Sunshine Cathedral would like to wish everyone a very happy, healthy, and prosperous 2020. You're watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay TV show.
Hello, everybody. From It's Happening Out, we have with you today Darrell Watkins, the senior minister of Sunshine Cathedral. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
We are very excited on our special New Year's broadcast to be able to incorporate faith-based organization for LGBTQ.
So is all of 2020.
Absolutely. And we have here, as we broadcast in South Florida, we always joke that we are broadcasting from the gayest place on planet Earth, and we're going to prove it one more time. The largest LGBTQ plus faith-based church in the world is right here in our backyard, and this is the senior minister for it, called the Sunshine Cathedral. Tell us a little bit about the Sunshine Cathedral and what you do here in South Florida.
The Sunshine Cathedral is a different kind of church. That's actually our tagline. That's part of our affirmation. We are ecumenical. So we have people who used to be Baptist or Pentecostal or Catholic or Mormon or nothing, and we all get together and somehow we find our way. It's a very progressive church.
Just like the LGBTQ plus
absolutely
25 other letters.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And we do it. We have interfaith couples, Christian and Jewish. We have straight people. Some of whom had connections to the gay community before, some not. We have people in recovery. It's just this mass of humanity that comes together, and we celebrate our lives. We celebrate who we are.
Well, that's a great lead-in that we all should be following for the new year, the new decade of 2020. Do you have any hopes or dreams that you'd like to see have happen this year?
Leading up to this year, there's been a lot of chaos, a lot of angst, a lot of agita. I'm hoping that 2020 is a year of justice and a year of peace and a year of healing.
How I'm curious to that point, organizations, faith-based organizations for the LGBTQ plus community all over America, Sunshine Cathedral being one of the leaders, how do you help or how do you hope to help bring about justice and peace?
Well, for us, social justice is the heart of the gospel. We aren't trying to, we don't use religion as fire insurance. We're not trying to get you to another place when, afterwards. We want to make heaven here. We want to make this world a better place. And so everything we do is to serve a need, and everything we do is to bring people together and to affirm the sacred value of all people. So social justice is our understanding of the gospel.
Well, everybody associated with It's Happening Out is very excited because in 2020, the show is going to make a very significant commitment to helping propel the marketing and mission at Sunshine Cathedral. And so we're very excited to be in the heart of your community, and we're very excited that you're in the heart of the gayest place on planet Earth. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Us. Happy New Year, everyone.
Hello, America. It's Jeff Sterling. Happy New Year. You're watching It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay TV show. May the new year bring you blessings and prosperity to your family.
Hey everyone, I am here with Jeff Sterling, the CEO of the WMEG, here at the Holiday Spectacular in the park.
The Holiday Spectacular is being brought to you in Wilton Manors, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. As you know, watching It's Happening Out, the gayest place on planet Earth. Jeff, welcome to the show. Jeff runs an organization that is a unique hybrid of public and private in this very centrically gay community called the Wilton Manors Entertainment Group. Jeff, tell us a little bit about what the WMEG's mission is.
The purpose of the Wilton Manors Entertainment Group is to create a partnership with the city to help do events for our social and cultural well-being in the city here, such as Stonewall, Art Walk. We support the Holiday Spectacular, which we're doing now. We do Taste of the Island, and we support the city when they have their own events and stuff.
When you say Stonewall, you're talking about the Stonewall Pride. The
Correct.
official Stonewall Pride.
Stonewall Pride, the largest gay event that we do in the county, yes.
Yeah. It's interesting to me the Wilton Manors Entertainment Group, this hybrid organization, is really a model for you, America, to look at what's happening here in South Florida, because they propel so many of the gay-centric events here in Broward County and certainly here in Wilton Manors. This holiday event that you're doing called the Holiday Spectacular, why does the WMEG put on an event like this for the city and for the gay community?
Well, this event particularly is the Wilton Manors Business Association. It's a fundraiser for the Wilton Manors Elementary School. But we possess a lot of the equipment over the years, such as the sound system you're listening to and a lot of the supplies in the area, so that when the city or an event like Taste or WIMBA's event happen, they don't have to bring as much money to the table because we already possess everything, plus the skill set to put it all together.
I love how the executive director of the Wilton Manors Entertainment Group gives us a technical answer on the Holiday Spectacular.
He makes your
is
dreams
the guy.
come true. That's really what it
Exactly.
is. People come to you with an idea and you make it happen here in Wilton Manors.
Other people that make it look pretty and happy, I just make sure the behind-the-scenes stuff happen.
This is the guy in the gayest place on planet Earth. Happy holidays, America.
Happy holidays.
Hello, America. It's Jennifer McLean. Happy New Year. You are watching It's Happening Out, America's favorite live gay TV show. And I want to wish you all for 2020 the best, most productive, and wonderful year that you could possibly imagine.
So, it's time to end. A decade comes to a close. A new decade begins. And we say goodnight on the first day of the year. And as always, we finish our show by allowing all of our hosts to say goodnight. Aaron Phoenix, we shout out exactly as Power said. We wish you were with us tonight to be able to say that goodnight. But we do. We tip our literal hat at Aaron Phoenix. So I give all the hosts the opportunity to say goodnight, and I start with my friend, Joe Brookman.
Yes, family. Love one another, listen to one another, and learn from one another.
And my friend, oh my goodness, I was just thinking, well, no, I'll tell you about
Stealing
that
my
later.
goodbye now, too.
I was going to say, Napoleon Plays.
Everyone, it has been an incredibly manic and depressive last decade. And all of that was to learn and to grow and to remember for all of us that we have the strength to keep going forward and to keep becoming better as ourselves and as the community. So I remind you to play every day, every way, and make life fun. And tune in here every week for It's Happening Out.
Lovely. And my friend Josie, Chef Josie.
Well, this is just for all of you guys out there. Thank you for staying hungry and staying at the table and involved in this conversation. Hopefully this year, we're going to end hunger. So that I make that declaration with you. And until the next episode.
Lovely. And my friend Power Infiniti.
Well, even though we are here to say good night, I really actually feel like saying good morning. It's a brand new motherfucking day. New decade. And we are here, so keep on tuning in right here to It's Happening Out.
And you know, that's a fantastic soundbite from my good night. I met yesterday, or a couple of days ago, with Napoleon. We met the minister, the senior pastor at
Sunshine Cathedral.
At Sunshine Cathedral. It's the largest LGBT church in the world. Here, of course, in the gayest place on planet Earth. He brought me to a complete stop, and I just repeat it to you. The value of It's Happening Out sometimes has to be reminded. He said to me, it's not so significant of the number of people that are watching your talk, of what y'all are talking about. What was so surprising and rewarding to him is how quickly so many people came to it. His point was, over the start of September 20, 2018 to now, today, January 1, 2020, the number of people that have come to It's Happening Out is astounding to him. That is my wish, good night to you, that you will share us and you will continue to tell your friends that these kind of conversations are going on, because it is one of the few places in the LGBT community where it is going on. So remember, if it's important to you, it's happening out. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.